Our next speaker, I'm really excited to introduce you to, is a gentleman called Chris Watkins. He conducts video training for estate agents on the more informal way of getting their name, their face, their brand, and their personalities out into the market to drive their business. So here to show you why they do that and then a bit of how they do that is Paul. So please give him a very warm welcome to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, firstly, thank you very much for your time today. Thank you for David and the girls for asking me here. And over the next 28 minutes, I'm going to show you the power of video. 5 videos that will get you at least 20% more residential sales listings. Your lettings will go up by 20%, and your fees will also go up by 20%. And I'm going to teach you how to get 25% of the population of your town going onto your Facebook page every single week. It will cost you nothing. And I 100% guarantee you it works. 100%. If you follow the plan. And I'm going to tell you what the plan is, and after today, I will also invite you to, I'm sure some of you have seen some of the videos I throw out. Every single thing that I do and say is on video, and you don't have to pay me a penny to do any of this. So here we go. The average human being in Britain sees 2,000 adverts a day. And we as human beings have taught ourselves to ignore adverts. We ignore adverts on Google, we ignore adverts on back of buses. We just ignore adverts when the TV comes on. We fast forward it, and if we have to watch it, we get our mobile phones out. Let me just check Facebook a second. Ooh, a few likes, thank you. A few more please. We are ignoring adverts as human beings. You are ignoring adverts, but then you go and put an advert in the newspaper or online or on Facebook, and I will tell you here and now, there is no one in the country better at Facebook advertising than Paul Long. He is exceptional, truly exceptional, so do speak to him. But if you're going to put an advert that basically says, hi, we are an estate agent, we might be a posh estate agent, but we are an estate agent, and we are really, really good. The problem is, people are ignoring your adverts because you are putting an advert saying, hi, we're an estate agent. We are so much better than Savills and Knight Frank, and these are the reasons why. You see, the way most estate agents do their marketing, whether you are basement level, middle level, or top level, is one of 2 ways. First one is brand awareness. Hi, if we're an estate agent and we sell houses. Because the adage is, if we tell enough people about our services, more people will use us, won't they? But that's what the banks have been doing for years. We all know who the banks are, but we still don't swap. And if you think, it might have worked 20 years ago by filling a newspaper full of pages, but you know damn well that you don't swap banks, and just because you spend £10,000 a month putting loads of adverts in, it doesn't work anymore, or anywhere near as well. The second type of marketing that most estate agents do is competitive advantage marketing. We are an estate agent, and here is some bullet points telling you why we are so much better than everybody else. No one cares. People are getting on with their lives. And let me prove it to you. If a solicitor showed you, hi, we are the poshest solicitors in town. We have 30 solicitors, and in our solicitors practice, we do 40 different types of law. We only serve posh people, and Jim, and then you letting agents, I could scream at you. Section 8 versus Section 21, which is the best to use? That's what I pay you for. That's like a solicitor saying, oh, have you been involved in a car accident? Should you use the law of negligence or the law of tort? No one cares. That's what I pay you for. But that's what you are doing. I'm a real estate agent. We're brilliant, and this is why we are brilliant. And our willies are this big, and we are brilliant. It's true. Nobody cares about your estate agency apart from you and your mum. It's true. That's my thought, man. You've all been to a party, haven't you? You've been to a party and someone talks about themselves all night. What do we think to that person? Awful. Self-centered. And then here's you, estate agent, saying, hi, we're a brilliant estate agent. We come and use us, we're brilliant. Because I tell you what, our branding is good because it's black and gold. It looks like Marks and Spencer's. It's really good. No one cares. Apart from you and your mum. You see, traditional marketing is all about interrupting people and saying, stop me and buy more. What I'm suggesting is a type of marketing called content marketing. Content marketing is, instead of talking about yourself, you actually give. You give compelling content which people would miss if you stop putting it out. Nobody's going to miss your hire an estate agent coming users. But you put something out that they would miss, that's interesting to them, that's, you see, it's so much easier if they come to you. Now, in lots of your towns, you are up against the likes of Savills and Knight Frank. Savills and Knight Frank are just like you. They're just estate agents. But what do they do differently? Well, for the last 20 years, they've got a research department. And they talk about something which is of interest to people. Tonight, when you go home and there's a brand new for sale board on your street that wasn't there yesterday or this morning, what are most people going to do? Right move, Harlexton. Oh, go inside. Darling. Barbara's house is on the market for 1.2 million. Ours is much nicer than that. Ours must be 1.3 million because we've got a south-facing garden. People are only interested in themselves. I'm not saying that in a nasty way, but they are. And I can guarantee you, if you want people to pay attention to you and be attracted to you and your agency, you have to talk about what they're interested in. It's like trying to roll the clock back to when you were 18. And let's be honest, these 18-year-olds, these youngsters, they've got it good. It's swipe right for love, isn't it? But that's Tinder for you oldies. And you have to be attractive to people than to be attracted to you. So what you have to do is work out what's attractive to homeowners and landlords. Well, it isn't you. It isn't your firm. It isn't how many houses you've sold. And it certainly isn't your right moving telegraph saying, look at us, look at our market share, it's this big. No one cares. No one cares. They bear about themselves though. So why don't you talk about that? And there is one thing that I can guarantee you, in Solihull, or whatever town you're in, that every single Solihull homeowner and landlord is interested in, and that's themselves and the value of their property and what's happening to the property market. I can guarantee you on the 20th, 21st or 22nd of every single month, the Daily Mail and Telegraph's front page will be talking about the property market, because that's when the new house index comes out. But then your adverts say, hire an estate agent, come use us, we're brilliant. You are the gatekeepers to the second most interesting subject in the world, to the Brits, the property market, and all you talk about is, look at our market share. We are this good, and we are this brilliant. No one cares. But they do care about the Solihull property market to Solihull people. But someone in next door Sutton Coldfield will give a monkeys about Sutton Coldfield, Solihull. So, if you are in Solihull, my intuition tells me that Solihull property people, homeowners, are interested in the Solihull property market. And Sutton in Coldfield, homeowners are interested in the Sutton Coldfield property market, aren't they? Would you say? So what I'm suggesting is do what Savills do, but do it a damn sight better. And do it like this, because Savills won't do what I'm about to show you. So, what you have to do is create value. Is there any water here? create value, something that people would miss. There is no point in spending shed loads of money on Paul Long's Facebook campaign just to put an advert that says, look at our market share and we're brilliant. Humans communicate in three ways: written word, audio, which is telephone or podcast, and the third is visual, face-to-face, what we're doing now, and video. A lot of you have seen my business has changed completely by me doing video, and I've taught along with my two compadres, over 250 estate agents in the use of video. And in the next 20 minutes, it's going to be hard work. I'm going to show you 5 different styles of videos that will get you the numbers that I showed you on the screen. But before we do that, let us look at where you should actually be putting the content. And I work for just independent estate agents, and I have found that the 2 most popular and actually useful, which gets good return on investment, is Facebook and LinkedIn. I find Twitter and everything else, Instagram, not particularly good. You might find Instagram works particularly well if you're going for more lifestyle pieces, but if you are going for such heavier stuff, we find Facebook and LinkedIn works the best. Just before we move on to video though, I do want to show you a newsletter, which is what I consider is the best newsletter out there in the world, a flyer, and this gets superb results, and I want to show it to you now because I think it's important. This is a newsletter from one of my clients in Wigan, and this has got him absolutely shed loads of properties on the market. What he does is on the front page, he has properties that are in the same price range that he wants to target. So if he's targeting 3-bedroom semis, which I know is not fine in country, but I know a lot of you have your normal brand. And then if he's going for the posher stuff, he puts posher properties on. And basically what you're doing is you're proving to people what you're selling. Now you're going to say, well, that just looks like what I normally do at the moment. Yeah, it does. But on the inside, there is a 500-word article about the Wigan property market, with stats coming out their ears, left, right and centre. And he has a blog called the Wigan Property Blog. So when he posts it on Facebook, you invite them to come to your property blog where you talk about the property market. If you want that emailing, just give me a shout, send me a message through LinkedIn, and I'll send you a copy of that. But that works really, really well. But let's come on to the big meat of it, and that is local property videos. So here we go. This is the first video, and I'm going to show it to you, and then spend a couple of minutes afterwards telling you how to do it.
Hi, it's Luke from Knightsbridge Estate Agents and Valuers from Queen's Road, and I've come today to West Avenue, lovely typical terraced house street within Clarendon Park, and I want to give you an update on what's been happening within the resale market within the Clarendon Park area. So within the last 12 months there's been 83 property sales, and interestingly the majority of those sales have been terraced homes, just like the ones around me today, with an average selling price of £227,900. Of those 83 properties, there's also been 18 flats, and the average sale price for those properties is around £177,200. And then finishing up, we have 2 detached homes that have sold, an average price of around £252,300 and 13 semi-detached homes. Now when we compare Clarendon Park to other areas within the local area, so for example if we compare it to Stonygate, we have an average selling price of around £286,000, but also around kind of Knighton we have an average selling price of around £272,000. Now let's have a look at one of the most recent sales that's hit land registry, and that's a property on Lytton Road. Very popular location. It's a 3-bedroom terraced home, and let's now have a look at some of the photographs and what it was like inside. First of all, we had that gorgeous kitchen. We have a beautiful front reception room area. You can just imagine sitting there on a winter's evening, all cosy with the radiators on, fire going, but also it had a particularly special garden room. And let's have a look at what that courtyard garden had to offer as well. Very nice, quite low maintenance. Now, if you're thinking of selling or even buying within the Clarendon Park area, we'd love to talk to you and see how we can help and discuss with you about why Clarendon Park is so great. One of the reasons I love Clarendon Park is Queen's Road. It has the great selection of different shops, and my personal favourite is Christopher James Delicatessen. Pop in there, say hello to Simon, and you won't be disappointed. I'll be back next month to give you a rundown on what's happening in Clarendon Park. See you then.
Let me show you how you get all that information. Go to Rightmove, house prices, click on the menu, drop down menu, click on sold house prices. You then type in your town or your village or your suburb if it's a searchable term and hit the word list view. You have to remember all this. If you send me an email, I'll send this all to you. And then what you then do is you then change it to sold in the last year, and down the right hand side is all the stats which you talked about. How are you going to remember all that stats? Quite easy, write them on a piece of paper and stick them to your phone. If you notice he was moving his hands, a great technique is this. If you're reading, people will see you reading. So just move your hands and it looks really strange here, but on camera it looks really good. He gets thousands of views. Now you're going to say, well, I feel really stupid going on video. It is a genuine fear. It's the same fear why people don't like public speaking. On our course, we teach estate agents how to get over that fear. And it does work. We tell you why it's a genuine fear, and we tell you how to get over it, and it works a treat. So, the next video I want to show you is this. Doing a countdown of the 30 most expensive streets in a town, or the 30 most saleable streets in a town or a village. This is fantastic. You could, in theory, target a posh village and get Paul can show you how to put this advert in front of everyone who lives in that village. Think about it. Your village of Harlexton, and you could have the top 20 streets in Harlexton, starting one from the poshest or the most saleable. Let me show you. Let's have a look.
Hi, I'm James Hill, and today we're at number 22 on our countdown of the top 30 most saleable streets in our area. But where am I today? Let's find out. So here I am at number 22 on our list, and I'm in WOODRUSH Crescent in Heath. But what makes it number 22? Let's get straight into it and find out exactly why. WOODRUSH Crescent is made up of 1, 2 and 3 bedroom houses and flats. The houses are a mixture of terraced and semi-detached, and the average price paid for a property here in the last 12 months is £214,250. So what makes WOODRUSH Crescent so popular? Well, it's a great
location for first-time buyers. These are the sort of views that you can expect without spending a penny. In the thousands. And I couldn't give a monkeys about the top 25 streets in Lancaster, but everyone in Lancaster is interested. In fact, you don't actually have to pay to get, if you've got a VA or someone, an apprentice in the office, you can actually, if you can spend the time just connecting up with everybody in the town on your Facebook profile, when you put this stuff out, they'll watch it for free. Just think about it. Social media works on the basis that whoever you're connected to, you read their stuff. You can either pay for it to be put in front of you, or you can spend the time and effort connecting up with people. Next video. Oh, how do we do it? There's a mouse price website. If you go there and click on the word highest turnover, it gives you the most turnover streets in a postcode. That's how you get the saleability rate. If you want to do the most poshest streets, you go to Zoopla, click on the word house prices, type in your town, and it gives you, if you recall, some numbers at the top with the average value in the town, and then underneath the property, the streets in alphabetical order. But if you click on the word Z index, it puts them into price order. So now all of a sudden you can do the poshest, top 10 poshest streets in every village. There's 10 videos that you could put to everybody in that village, and then go and do another set of 10 videos on the next village. People love this stuff. I don't give a monkeys about Swindon or a village next to Swindon, but everyone in that village in Swindon loves it. Okay, video 3. An awful lot of your customers or your customer base who have the posh houses that Fine & Country will actually manage will be business people and probably very likely to be landlords. They're that sort of demographic. What we've been doing for the last 5 years is doing these types of videos.
If you are a Grantham buy-to-let landlord, have I got a cracking buy-to-let deal for you. I'm just standing outside this 3-bedroom terraced house that's just come on the market with Connells on Victoria Street for the princely sum of £99,995. It's a 3-bedroom terrace with 2 reception rooms, gas central heating and double glazing. I think this is an absolutely cracking buy-to-let deal for you Grantham landlords because it'll sell well, let well, the yields are only going in an upward direction, and I tell you here and now, this is quite simply the very best buy-to-let deal. Get yourself down to Connells now, go and see Jim, he's absolutely fantastic, he'll sort your viewing out, and I'll see you on Wednesday with the next Chris Watkin buy-to-let deal. Thanks very much.
Yes, I'm asking you to go to an outside competitor's house and actually tell people to buy it. You're going to say, surely the landlord is going to go to the agent and buy it and give them the property. Yeah. But if you just put your own properties on it, you're doing it to try and get something. By actually giving it, people we found beyond doubt that basically just saying to people, this has just come on the market with my competitor, and get yourself down to the competitor. Half of you in this room will think I'm strange and weird to mention another estate agent's property. But if it's such a cracking buy-to-let deal, people go mental for this. And I've got a client in Chelmsford that's been doing this for over 2 years, and 3 times a week she goes to outside the property and stands and says, this is a competitor's property, but I think we should buy it because of this reason. And you do it in this method, fast intro, you don't spend 10 minutes explaining who you are, even 5 seconds. It's, if you're a landlord in Chelmsford, have I got a cracking buy-to-let deal for you? You then give them the facts and figures, including the name of the agent. You must put that in. If you put the name of the agent in and tell them to go and view it like you did in that video, you'll have no trouble whatsoever, and you don't have to ask their permission, the vendor's permission or the estate agent's permission, because you are not trying to get something. And then, at the end, I think it makes a great buy-to-let deal. Some of you in this room, probably even most of you, will think that's very strange, as I said, to mention another estate agent's property. This has got nothing to do with you selling properties. This is you talking about the property market and what makes great buy-to-let deals. And people will watch these videos in the thousands, and they will find it interesting, and they will complain if you don't shut them out. Stop talking about yourself and actually start talking about something that people are interested in. And buy-to-let deals is a cracking way. Now, I'm going to show you a great way to do your own tours.
Hi, this is Chris Watkin, and today in this video I want to show you how to do walk-around tours of the properties that you're selling and letting using your mobile phone, a Steadicam which is no more than around £100. The 2 types of videos that we're going to show you today, one is where you are in the video itself doing a walk around, almost like Homes Under the Hammer, and then the second one is where you are behind the camera doing just the sweep shots. We're going to show you how to use the kit and make yourself look professional, get the properties that you have on the market sold and make you look absolutely awesome so you get even more listings. So here we go. Welcome to Gregory Lodge in Harwexton, an executive individually built 4-bedroom detached bungalow built by the current owners only 2 years ago, built to an exceptionally high standard. The property's come onto the market at £850,000. Let's go and have a look. Okay, so now we're in the hallway of the property, particularly nice because it's got the nice Velux windows above, got these lovely, lovely oak doors, and we've got the bedrooms off to the back there and the living accommodation off to the right here. So the thing I like about this particular room is that the owners have put an open plan kitchen, dining room and sitting room. Lots of lovely light with patio doors off onto the enclosed courtyard. We're going to have a look at that in a second. The thing I also particularly like is let's come and have a look at the kitchen here. We've got this lovely breakfast bar where you can see the oven is here and the hobs. Lovely cooker tap, all built-in appliances, really, really nice. I can just see myself cooking dinner here with my friends. Got the fridge here, utility. This is absolutely what modern living is all about.
that was done using a mobile phone and a gimbal or a Steadicam, which cost £120. Chris, if you just want to, and just basically, just some great tips. So it is that. And what I'm suggesting is, a lot of you have property tours, but if you can be in them, it's so much better, and you get so much more feedback, because you're almost, we call them Homes Under the Hammer videos. You can have a microphone if you want, but if you speak loudly enough, most mobile phones will pick it up on the inside. And techniques, what we suggest is you go into the room, Chris, you can do that, and then you go in and sweep on the horizontal. You then go to the opposite side of the room, the opposite corner, and you start. You just don't want sweepy shots all the time, so you do what's called a J on its side, drop and round. So you go into the room, sweep, go to the opposite room, drop. Just do that. That's all you need to do. And what you're doing is you become a personality, and people will love you for it. Thank you, Chris. The final video I want to show you is this. Can you recall I said to you that I can get you 20% or 25% of your town watching your Facebook page every single week? I'm going to show you this. I must stress to you, all it is two blokes sat behind an estate agent's desk. I'm just showing you a very small snippet of it. So I'm going to show it now, but again, it's like little bite-sized pieces, it's not the whole thing.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Bourne Property Show with myself, Lewis Thorogood, sales manager here at the Helen Clark Bourne office, joined of course by my able assistant Paul Cutmore. Paul, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Good, yes. Good. Managed to sort out Brexit negotiations yet?
Yeah, it took about 10 minutes.
Excellent,
Fine.
Marvellous. So that's all sorted out. So shall we crack on with the show?
Yeah, well, let's do that.
Excellent. Roll BT. Okay, so I've got a bit of a mixed show going on. We're going to talk the Bourne housing market. We always talk the Bourne housing market. We're going to talk about it in a little bit more detail.
Okay.
So we are going to talk about percentage increases, and a lot of people are saying at the minute, is the market still busy? Is it still buoyant? What's going on? Is Brexit affecting? What we're going to do is we're going to look at the housing market. And we're actually going to do a kind of top 10 countdown of the latest transactions in the Bourne area.
Right.
Parker Bungalows.
Yeah.
Okay. Very, very popular area on the west side of the town.
These are the stats. For the first 4 months, they did boost the adverts. Facebook advertised it, but now after doing it a year, the show lasts 25 minutes long, and they do not spend a penny on Facebook advertising, not one penny. And within 24 hours, between 3,500 and 4,500 people, which is 20 to 25% of the population, without being prompted or suggested or boosted, will go onto their Facebook page and watch an average of 18 minutes of a 25-minute show every single week. 25% of the population of a town watching a 25-minute programme called the Bourne Property Show. Now that was a bit Tesco's in its field. We as a production company have actually just started. We've got a purpose-built studios in Grantham, and we will actually do the filming for you with auto cues and everything. But that is the sort of numbers that you expect to get. I think those are pretty impressive. My name is Chris Watkin. If you want to know about content marketing and videos, to be the agent, to be the digital mayor of your town, then I have a Facebook page called Landlord and Vendor Farming, because that's the technique of farming people. I also have over 500 training videos on telling you how to do all this. But if you want to have a chat with me, you'll find me on LinkedIn, because I put a few videos out. But what will you say to yourself if you don't start doing these videos and someone else in your town does?